across the land. Let your spirit rise, journey hand in hand. שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ. There comes a time in every fight when it's been going on so long that the reasons it all began are far away and ancient news. When the only answer left is, that's the way it's always been. The way it's always been is broken. It's time to open up our view.
Let me hear my voice like I've never heard before. Let me see through eyes like I've just been born. Open up my heart
when there's no choice but to change, when we evolve and learn and grow and clearly see what has to be. And right now the only answer is we are all made in God's image, worthy of human dignity. We're only free when we're all free.
Let me hear my voice like I've never heard before. Let me see through eyes like I've just been born. Open up my heart, open up my soul to listen, to care, find goodness everywhere. Open up my heart, open up my soul to listen, to care, find goodness
Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free, set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my heart free. Set my mind free, set my soul free, set me free. Set my
We
heart free,
are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. Oh, we are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. We are only free when we are all free to be. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom!
So we're here live.
We have applause already.
It's crazy. We're here online. We're doing it all. Today is the first day that we've really come back together. I can't tell you how excited. I mean, my heart really is beating.
They're very
Just
excited.
knowing that we're all here. You all look pretty excited as well. And I'm sure you look excited out there. All right, we can go like this in services. Yeah, we don't applaud. There we go. Awesome. Let's get started with some song. Bring us in from the outside world into this space, into the screen together. We start with a song about blessings.
Baruch atah bevoecha, ubaruch atah betzeitecha. Baruch atah bevoecha, ubaruch atah betzeitecha. So try it with me. If you're here in person, the words are on the screen, so you have no excuse not to at least try. And if you're at home, I can see you too. Baruch atah bevoecha, ubaruch atah betzeitecha. Baruch atah bevoecha, ubaruch atah betzeitecha. Shalom aleichem, aleichem shalom. Shalom aleichem, aleichem shalom. Shalom aleichem, aleichem shalom. Shalom aleichem, aleichem Blessed, 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 blessed will you be when you choose to go. Blessed, 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 blessed will you be in the here and now. Blessed, 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 blessed will you be forevermore. Baruch atah bevorecha, ubaruch atah b'tzeitecha. Baruch atah bevorecha, ubaruch atah b'tzeitecha.
Again, Shabbat Shalom. And now we're going to light the candles, and I believe we're going to Samuel and Caroline in their home. You can look on the screens here. Actually, anywhere where you are, you can look on the screens and see the lighting of the candles.
Hi, I'm Caroline Blossom.
And I'm Samuel Kolstad. Welcome to the Blossom Kolstad household. We are presently in Albuquerque, New Mexico, celebrating today's Shabbat services.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik shel Shabbat.
the light of Shabbat.
The light of Shabbat, good Shabbos.
Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you very soon. They're going to be going away on a lovely long trip. So let's take a moment now to go back through our week. So much of the thoughts that we have involve the past, this past week, something that happened last year, hearing about the past, learning about the past, yearning for the past. And so much of our thoughts involve the future, planning ahead, preparing for the worst, scheming for the best, dreaming of a better place, looking forward. There are those few moments when now takes place, when concentration meets interest, when rest replaces rat race. When all you see and feel and think is about one moment of present, one moment of presence. It can be now, this moment, all of us here together, all of us here together. For this moment, for the present, for the presence of our hearts and our souls, the presence of an energy that unites and a moment that I hope calms. Let us be now, not in the past or the future, but here, right now, on this Shabbat. So let us review our week. Chazarat HaShavua. Continue. Let's sing the song of Shabbat, Lecha Dodi, and really bring ourselves into this present moment. Let's sing together.
va'orech kumi uri, 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 shir daberi. Kevod Adonai alayich nigla, ay, 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 lecha dodi, ay, 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 likrat kala, ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Let us rise and face the entrance as we welcome the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha u'sola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala, ay, 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 lecha dodi, ay, 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 likrat kala, ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Now we're ready to bring ourselves for our main prayers. Please stay standing for the Baruch Hu. Let's just take a moment as you sit down, and this is a time, actually, if you're making dinner or you're doing something at home, to really take this time to pause and to go inside of ourselves and get in contact with everything that's around us, to pay attention, to listen. We tie ourselves to the fabric of everything as we say the Shema, understanding that there is a oneness that permeates all things, and we're part of that oneness. So we sing together, Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
We continue now, if you'd like to follow in the pages, we're on page 40 as we sing the song that the Israelites sang as they became a free people for the first time. Mi chamocha.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha Osef Eleh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehillah, Osef Eleh, nora tehillah, Osef Eleh.
We move now to the prayer that says, thank God we have Shabbat. Shabbat keeps us. We keep Shabbat. It works together like this to keep us all going with peace in our hearts. Vishamru.
Is everybody here going to bounce up and down in
44.
the mosh pit? Okay.
I don't think so.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam merit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam merit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam merit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai haaretz veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam merit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashavat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam merit olam.
We've reached that part of the service where we go inside for our own personal and private prayers. And we start off by singing the line found on page 46, Adonai Svatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Gihilatecha. And I would just want to point out that there is a choreography to this section of the service, that we enter into the Amidah, and we want to leave ourselves open to whatever it is that's going to come into our hearts so that we can speak these prayers. And so there are 6 words, Adonai Svatai Tiftach. On those 3 words, you take 3 tiny steps back to open up a space so that you can come into those prayers. And then for the second one, Ufi Yagid Tilatecha, you take 3 tiny steps forward and you enter into that space of prayer. So if you'd all please rise, if you'd like to rise at home, and we'll start with Adonai Svatai Tiftach, and then we'll go quiet, and please take time for your own personal prayers.
Adonai Svatai Tiftach, Adonai Svatai Tiftach, Ufi
As we end our Amidah, we end with another kind of personal prayer. This is like a private personal prayer because we're thinking about those people who mean so much to us that are ill. But we're saying this together in public, and we're praying for each other, and we're praying for all the people that all of us together are thinking about. So we'll sing Misha Beirach. This is going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to try to read the names on Facebook. We're also going to try to come and gather names from all of you and YouTube. And so I just ask, as we come around the room to collect names, please call the names out loud enough so that we all really can hear it and gather together and bring our energies together towards the healing of all those names called. And in addition, your own healing for the pain that you're going through, knowing that someone you love is hurting. So we sing together the first part, Misha Beirach.
Misha Beirach, Avotenu, Mekor HaBracha, Leimotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
Shalom Bluestein, Bernard Birnbaum, Pearl Councilbaum, Bruce Corwin, Esther Marie Frank, Norma Glickman, Andy Hale, Helene Hale, Mary Kramer, Maria Lenskaya, Louisa Maticoli, Kerry Mednick, Sean Reed, Warren Roston, Randy Roll, Stephen Rubenstein, Robert Rubin, Ruth Schwartz, Rhoda Sharp, Michelle Sipe, and Savim Ozel Batmalka.
Andy Hale, Helene Hale, Lois Lebman, Rita Newman, and Magdalena Santa Maria, Brian Krantz, Jeffrey, Jane Weisberg, Julie Malloy, April Hale, Lynn Sine, Claire Molly Gross, Rose Friedman, Gladys Leverson, Sidel and Michael Green, Vernon, McCarty, all of those who lost their loved ones in Florida. Aunt Susan Bott, Florence V. Emil, Arun Kunt, Howard Gross, Robert Rubin, Louisa Maticoli, Sean Reed, Robin S. Tzvia Chana Bat Elana, Harav Yisrael Gadal Ben Batya, Susie Gordon, Mindel Ruchel Bat Razel, Debbie Ginsburg, Barry and David Levy, Jim Vusas, Trish Smith, Claudia Ellison, Charles and Faye Tucker, Sean Corrigan, Sharon Pagani, Paulette Miller, Mickey Young, Lori Bird, Jesse Alvarez.
Steffi Gilbert. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema,
the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. I know it's July. First of all, I cannot believe it is July. But I'm thinking of tonight as really the last sermon on this year's theme. Mostly because I'm going on vacation, so I won't be here for the next couple of weeks. And when we come back, it feels like we're gearing up for the high holy days, and we're going to start moving towards that time and the new year and all of that. And I just want to remind us all what we've been thinking about this year, what our theme was. Open up my heart. Ptach libi. We've tried to emphasize the idea of keeping an open mind and keeping an open heart. And it was hard to do that this year. We were isolated, and a lot of times we were just with our own thoughts. We were hit with a barrage of discord surrounding elections, racial relationships, gender and sexuality, and Israel, and the growing anti-Semitism in this country, which was punctuated today with the injury and attack on a rabbi in Boston. We tried to keep our hearts open to all of the challenges and possibilities that happened to us in this last year. And here we are now, in the middle of the summer, with people in this room, which hadn't happened really like this since March of 2020. And we're in the book of Numbers, and the theme shouts out at us once again from the book of Numbers. Just going to tell you what the scene is. This Torah portion is called Pinchas, And the last portion of this Torah portion has 5 daughters of Zelophehad. They're really referred to as the daughters of Zelophehad, but I want to tell you their names. It's Machlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. Household names in California. And they understood that these 5 women, because they weren't men, did not deserve an inheritance of the land when they go into Israel, because their father had died, and it was just the 5 of them. In those days, of course, I'm going to put it bluntly, only men counted. And these women go up to Moses, and they say, Moses, none of us are married. We don't have kids. We need our father's inheritance. Don't you think we deserve it? And Moses, in the end, agrees. But there's an interpretation that I found in Sifrei, which is one of the Midrashim, that I think points up the concept of open up your heart and the way all of us should think about humanity. It goes like this, that when the daughters of Zelophehad discovered that Israel was to be broken up only in terms of men and not women, they gathered together to counsel each other, and they said this. This is the quote from Sifrei. One said to the other, the omnipresent's compassion, the omnipresent being God, the omnipresent's compassion is not like that of people that are flesh and blood. People, flesh and blood creatures, have greater compassion for males than for females. But the one who spoke and the world came into being is not like that. Rather, the one, God, the one's mercy extends to all, to the males and to the females. As it is said in Psalms, Adonai is good to all, and God's mercy is upon everything. We talk about acting with godliness. We talk about acting with goodness. And I don't know if you remember the hit song from last year, Open Up My Heart. Do you remember that song? The hit song from last year, Open Up My Heart. There was a line in the second verse. I don't remember who wrote it. Genius person. And it said, right now, the only answer is we are all made in God's image, worthy of human dignity. Here the daughters understood that very well. Humanity places the distinctions. We make the distinctions between people. And I'm going to call them not just distinctions, but roadblocks. We put these roadblocks in front of ourselves. We're the ones who created the idea that we are not all equal. In the eyes of God, there is no difference between gender or color or shape or size. All humanity was created at the beginning when human lives first began on this earth. If we're serious about living with goodness, if we're serious about living with godliness, how can we ignore this interpretation from Sifrei? How can we say one group is better than another group, one person is better than another person? Our compassion, like God's, needs to be for everyone, not just people like us, not just people who share a land or even ideals and values. To open up my heart is to open it to all, to be open to all. Now look, there will be some that lose that trust and openness, but it's because of their actions. It's because of how they treated you or how they treated another person or what they've done in their lives, not simply because they are in existence. Our final message in the end, after a year of exploration, is to open up our heart, is just to be open. Don't close yourself off from anyone or anything. Keep yourself open to every possibility and every person. Amen. Let's go to our concluding prayers. We begin on page 282 of the Siddur. Aleinu, please rise. If you'd like to rise at home, you may.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated. You may sit at home as well. We turn now to page 294 for Kaddish Yatom. Before we say Kaddish Yatom, we need to hear the names of those members of our congregational family who have died in the last month, whose families are observing Shloshim. Josephine Simon, Nissen Adef, Steve Rorich, Gabriel Collin, and Michael Kozushman. Is there anyone else in observance of Shloshim that is in the room right now? Yes? And we also recall those that have died at this season in years past. If you look on the screen, you'll be able to see the names of those members of our congregation who have died at this season in years past. We say Kaddish Yatom as a community for those that have no one to say it for them, for all of those lost in the Holocaust, for those that have died this past year and a half from COVID-19, and from those that have died in the violence of recent times. Unfortunately, I still need to include that line because every week it seems that there is more and more violence. There's also those that have been mentioned online. We'd like to mention their names as well.
Tony S., Robin and Joshua Berry, Paul Banks, Charles Brigette, Francis Hale, Sal Cafiro.
And is there anyone observing a yard site that is here in person tonight? If you raise your hand and tell us that name. And is there anyone who is in the first year after the death of a loved one that would like to mention that name as well? So let us rise together as a community. Please, if you'd like to rise at home, and we say together, Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us, especially comforting those who are in mourning. And we say, amen. You may be seated. I would like to invite one of the presidents of our congregation, Professor Dr. Reverend Jeffrey Wharton.
Thank you.
Is it working? I turned it on.
I think you turn. That's one.
Yeah.
Doopy 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 doop.
No.
Do I have to doop doop?
Try it.
Here. No, they have to hear you online, so just hold this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
For those of you who did not attend our congregation meeting last week, I just want to share our basic message to the congregation. In the past year, we focused on two important things. One was to hold the community together and be responsible stewards through a most challenging time. The second was to look past the COVID experience and think about the future. And to do that, we hired a third-party firm, Jemic, who's an outstanding consultant, to talk to us about the challenges of a synagogue post-COVID in the 21st century, facing all the challenges that we do. And I want to tell you that we are highly excited, the clergy, the lay staff, the leadership, in terms of what we're going to be able to accomplish to make this place, even the place that we love, even better in terms of providing the services and the community that we all look forward to. So I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder because we are still digesting it, but you'll see over the next year the lessons learned, and I hope that you will be as excited as we are. Now I have a great pleasure, I have an honor to do that. That is the privilege of the president, which is to introduce people who have not been here before and to welcome two members of our synagogue and ask them to stand and introduce themselves to the congregation. So I'm going to ask you to stand, turn around, and introduce yourselves.
Thank you.
We're Ruth and Richard. The camera's right there.
No, the camera's up here, actually.
Which one? It's this one?
Don't worry about the cameras. We
Okay,
can't
it's
find
that
it.
one right there.
Anyway, I'm Ruth. He's Richard.
We're pleased to join and look forward to a wonderful time together.
And we've been here a little more than a year, and we're so happy to have moved to California to be here and near our children. So, thank you very much.
I'm going to ask everybody to help me do something. We have somebody tonight who is thinking about joining us, and I want them to understand what a wonderful community this is. So I'm going to ask her to stand, introduce herself, and for you also to stand up and welcome them as potential members of our community.
Well, hello. My name is Shirley Thorns, and I was invited tonight by my girlfriend. I truly enjoyed this evening. It was wonderful. So thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Can everybody just stand up and say welcome, please? Everybody stand up.
Okay,
Sit down,
we'll
just
let
welcome.
Lorraine introduce herself. Okay, I'm going to let Lorraine also introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Ross, and I'm a recent widow. 2 years ago, my husband passed away, and I'm just looking for a new community to join, to feel part of a family right now. And I'm feeling this from the cantor a little bit. Lizzie and her family have really welcomed me, and I'm happy to be a part of this wonderful group of people. So, hello, everybody.
All right. Is there anybody else here for the first time? I don't think so. Oh. No? What's your name? All right. Hold on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ori Brinker. I'm from Israel. And I'm just visiting Los Angeles for the summer, and I wanted to do Shabbat somewhere, so thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. I think you need to work on your Israeli accent a little bit in English. All right. Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay. Since it's the 4th of July. What? Oh, okay. Go ahead. We have a couple announcements first. And then I have the most exciting news.
Yes, it's very exciting. First of all, we're back in person. Yes. But many people, many more people are online. So we welcome all of you. The next big thing that is happening is Welcome Back Weekend, August 20th, Carol King Shabbat, a special Havdalah the next day, the poker tournament, so save that weekend. And besides that, every Friday night, 6:15, Saturday morning at 10 a.m., we'll be doing kind of a brief teaching within the recorded service, and then also an experience for people who are just here live right after. And
I think it's the other way around, actually. There'll be an experience for the people that are here, and then afterwards there'll be the online teaching.
no, it's actually the opposite. Rabbi Bassin's doing something tomorrow.
Well, I'm not doing it, so I guess, you know.
I could be wrong. Somebody can write in the chat. Anyways, and that is, those are my announcements.
So, because it's the 4th of July, we always like to, for Adon Olam, choose something that goes with the theme of the weekend. So, would you like to ask people to rise, Jeff? You wanted to? All right, so now usually I would say put your hand around the person next to you. I guess if you're related to them, you may. But I'm not going to suggest that because of the time that we're in right now. It's up to you if you want to. But we're going to, hopefully you'll catch this melody. It's pretty easy to follow. Adon Olam.
Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem kol yetzir nivra Leit nasa b'chefzo kol hazay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem kol yetzir nivra Leit nasa b'chefzo kol hazay melech shemo nikra Ve'acharei tiklot hakol Levato yimloch nora והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה והווה אחרי היפות לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם השם הלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם השם הלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
May you feel blessed and safe. May you feel luminous and loved. May you feel joy and wholeness. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.